The Milwaukee Bucks just got eliminated in Game 5 by the Indiana Pacers, and clearly Giannis is not very happy. So now I'm going to be taking control and building a true championship contender around Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's get right into this video. And rebuilding this team is going to be a lot harder than it looks. Damian Lillard is 34 years old now. He's going to continue regressing. Brook Lopez is going to continue regressing. He's a free agent this offseason. Bobby Portis Jr. is a free agent. Kyle Kuzma we're definitely shipping out as soon as possible. Let's see what we're going to be doing this offseason. Also, please make sure to drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Once again, I'm sorry for the inconsistency. I'm still sick and it's been 2 weeks. I'm not sure why that's the case, but I literally have no energy in my legs, in my body, and I'm forcing myself to make this video for you guys because I know you guys love watching these videos, so I won't be stopping anytime soon. But draft lottery, we won't be having ourselves a pick in the 2025 draft. But staff signing, we are going to be making a change, and that is going to be firing away head coach Doc Rivers. I don't really like his fit on this team. I don't think he even likes being a head coach for this team, so let's go ahead and get rid of him. Ime Udoka is a free agent right now, so let's go ahead and try throwing him a bag and see if he will accept, and he won't. What I should have done is fired away these rest, the CFO, assistant GM. We would have had more money, but it is what it is. We'll take Michael Stauffer. I'm pretty sure he'll be a good head coach for our team going forward. Why is it showing Doc Rivers once again? Let me change this. Okay, there we go. And what is going on here? It just keeps re-signing Doc Rivers for some reason. And there we go. Okay, finally we got ourselves Michael Stauffer as the future head coach. And now that we're finally able to make some trades, let's go ahead and see what we'll be doing. The first trade is going to be Damian Lillard. I'm sorry, Damian Lillard, you were amazing for this team, but there was no success with you and you are reaching UNC status. So we're going to see what we can get back in return. For Damian Lillard, we can get ourselves Trae Young, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, so there is some really good offers here. The third overall pick, why would we need that? We don't need a young player on this team to develop, but there are some pretty good offers, so let me see which offer we're going to be taking. We're going to be pulling off a pretty insane trade here with the Sacramento Kings, where we send them Damian Lillard and a first round pick for Sabonis and Malik Monk. Hear me out here. The reason we're getting Sabonis is this offseason we're going to be losing Brook Lopez, who is a floor spacing big man. And beside Giannis, we need ourselves a floor spacing big man. Domantas Sabonis has a 89 overall 3-point shot, which is absolutely insane. We also get ourselves Malik Monk, who we could flip for hopefully a different starting point guard. But let's go ahead and pull off this first trade. And here is a pretty interesting trade. I know we don't get ourselves a point guard from this trade, but we will need ourselves a shooting guard, and Mikal Bridges could be perfect. We also get ourselves a really valuable pick, the 2026 Washington unprotected first rounder, valued at 2.5 stars. So we're going to be pulling off this trade where we send the New York Knicks Malik Monk, AJ Green, and Andre Jackson Jr. for Mikal Bridges and a first round pick. We can get ourselves Deni Avdija from the Portland Trail Blazers, where we send them Kyle Kuzma back. Not back, sorry, he was on the Washington Wizards before, but we send him to Portland, a team that does not really need Kyle Kuzma, but we need Deni Avdija, so we're pulling this trade off. We do give them a first round pick in this trade, and Deni Avdija is going to be huge for our team. So that's that trade. But the problem is we still do not have ourselves a point guard. I threw Dua Breath and Tyler Smith in Trade Finder, and we can get ourselves Miles McBride, so we're going to go ahead and pull off this trade. I'm not sure if Miles McBride plays good in 2K Simulation, but I guess we'll find out. Now let's go to free agency and see if we have any money to sign ourselves a point guard. Bobby Portis Jr. declines his player option, so does KPJ. Pat Connaughton accepts a $9 million contract. Oh god. I was hoping for him to decline that, but he didn't. Qualifying offers, no one's getting a qualifying offer here, but let's see how much money we have. Oh, and oh my god, we only have $5 million. I was expecting at least 15 to 20 million, but that's not the case. And yeah, that's because Giannis and Sabonis are taking up a big chunk of our salary cap. $43 million for Sabonis, 54 for Giannis, but obviously they deserve it. So now we're gonna have to find a loophole and see what we can do. We gotta get rid of Pat Connaughton, and nobody wants to trade for him, so we might have to waive him. And something that completely slipped my mind is we still have players like Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis Jr. who we have bird rights on, and we can re-sign and then trade them in this off season for a point guard, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So Brook Lopez is getting offers from the Brooklyn Nets, the San Antonio Spurs, but let's go ahead and give him a 2-year contract worth $30 million. Bobby Portis Jr. will give a 2-year contract too. I do want to keep Gary Trent Jr. on our team, so we're going to give him a contract, and we can't as of this moment. Spencer Dinwiddie, we do not need. Why is this? So I am using a share scenario, and it looks like it's automatically giving players contracts. So let me change that up real quick. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I fixed that. I'm not sure why the person would make some pretty weird changes in the settings, but I fixed those luckily, and now we should be able to sign ourselves Gary Trent Jr. on a 2-year contract. Sadly, we're not able to re-sign Kevin Porter Jr. As much as I wanted him back, also a supporter in the comments wanted him back. Looks like we won't be getting ourselves. Wait a second, is he already on our team? Okay, no, yeah, so it looks like we're gonna be losing out on Kevin Porter Jr. But a player we should be able to sneak onto our team is Tyler Kolek, and that's because the New York Knicks have waived him and we can get him for his minimum contract. And of course, we're going to go ahead and offer him that contract. Now let's see what happens. I'm still not sure what happened with Kevin Porter Jr. and it says he's a shooting guard, so maybe he's still here somewhere. Kevin Porter Jr., 76 overall. Let's go see. Okay, so he is here, but he's just listed at the shooting guard position. And he wants $6 million, and it looks like we're not going to be able to offer him that money. So that means we're going to be losing out on Kevin Porter Jr. sadly, but that is all right. Now we're going to go acquire ourselves a new point guard. So I decided to throw Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis Jr. and the valuable first round pick in Trade Finder, and we can get ourselves some good players as you guys can see. We can also get Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, but I want another superstar on this team, or at least an all-star. So I'm going to see what type of point guards we can go and acquire, especially now that we have ourselves this valuable first round pick. I'm not sure how Patrick Beverley ended up on this team, but he did. There's no way the New York Knicks would pull off this trade, but if they do, that would be absolutely amazing. Let's see what they say if we send them Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis Jr. and that first round pick, and of course they decline. What if we include a player like Miles McBride, send them back to New York? We could also send Tyler Kolek back to New York. And yeah, it looks like this trade won't be happening. Pat Connaughton is a player who's still on our team, but let's see what other point guards we can target. You know what? Getting ourselves Tyrese Halliburton, in my opinion, would be really good for the Milwaukee Bucks, and now we're going to be targeting Tyrese Halliburton. The same player that eliminated the Milwaukee Bucks may just be joining us. Let's see what the Indiana Pacers say if we send them Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis Jr., a first round pick, and Pat Connaughton, and just like that, we get ourselves a new superstar. Here we are at the start of this season with our insanely new upgraded rotation. Our starting lineup is going to include Tyrese Halliburton, Mikal Bridges, Deni Avdija, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Domantas Sabonis. And off the bench, we're going to have Miles McBride, Gary Trent Jr., Jonathan Isaac, and Thomas Bryant. So we're going to be running a 9-man rotation for now and see how things go. If Miles McBride does not play well, we can always switch him out for Tyler Kolek. But I think we're going to be winning ourselves a championship either this season or the next. Our team is way too good, and I don't think anyone will be able to stop us. The only problem is Sabonis' 3-point shot tendency was really low and I had to hire it, so I'm not sure how good of a player he could be with a higher 3-point shot tendency, but I guess we'll find out. Let's go ahead and simulate the first week and see how we do. And we do end up winning 2 of the first 3 games. We beat the Detroit Pistons and Sabonis dropped 29, 10, and 7, made 2 3-pointers. So I think this should be able to work. We have 2 amazing playmakers in Halliburton and Sabonis, who were actually traded for each other back in 2021-22 season. But now I'll be simulating until the end of this season. But of course, if there's any trades to be made, I'll stop at the trade deadline to show you guys. And once again, I want to mention I am using somebody's share scenario, a random person's share scenario, and I don't think it's the most completed share scenario. Perhaps I should have picked a different one, but I guess it's too late. I had Mikal Bridges doing some insane shot tendencies, and he wasn't playing like himself. But as of right now, we're going to continue running with this, and for the next video, I'll use a different share scenario. But now let's go ahead and simulate until the end of this season. We are the number 1 seed. Okay, so right now we're the number 1 seed with 38 wins and 13 losses. We're here at the end of season number 1, but before that, I want to give a huge shout out to Luke Lipinski 7282. He wanted this Milwaukee Bucks rebuild really bad, and here it is. Victor Wembanyama wins MVP, averaging insane numbers. Emmanuel Davis wins Rookie of the Year. I don't even know who that is. I don't even think this is a real person, but he won Rookie of the Year, averaging 24 points per game. That's insane. So yeah, somehow he was added in this draft class. I'm not sure how, but again, it's probably the share scenario. Malik Monk goes on to win 6th Player of the Year with the OKC Thunder, who he traded away, and he wins 6th Player. Wemby also wins Defensive Player, Jarris Walker Most Improved, Curry Clutch Player, Greg Popovich Coach, and the Spurs win Executive. Now let's go ahead and see our rewards. So we do get Giannis on All-NBA 2nd team. That is going to be it. We also get Giannis on All Defensive 1st team. And this rookie, Emmanuel Davis, where'd he come out of? He's on All Defensive 1st team, averaging 2.5 blocks and 2 steals. That as a guard, as a point guard, that is insane. Of course, he's not a real person, but there's nothing we can really do about it. And now it's time for the playoffs, where we ended the season as the number 1 seed. Let me show you guys the standings. So we won a total of 57 games, losing only 25, being the number 1 seed. Before we start simulating the playoffs, I want to show you guys our player stats. Here are the player stats for the regular season. Giannis led the way with 24 points per game, 11 boards, and 5 assists, as well as amazing defense, almost 2 blocks and almost 2 steals. Then we had Tyrese Halliburton averaging 19 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 10 assists on 1 steal and 1 block. On pretty good efficiency. He did kind of struggle from the 3-point line, but that is alright. Well, not really struggle, but he didn't shoot as good as he does in the previous seasons. 18 a night from Sabonis, as well as 11 rebounds and 7 assists. And this time he shot 39% from the 3-point line. And let's see how many 3-pointers he made. So he made a career high 137 3-pointers. 13.5 from Denny Avdija, 13.5 from Bridges, 11.5 from Gary Trent, who was absolutely amazing for us off the bench, and 11 for Miles McBride. And now it's time for the playoffs. In round number 1, we're taking on the Miami Heat, who have Davion Mitchell, Tim Hardaway, Jaime Jaquez, Bam Adebayo, Kel'el Ware, Tyler Hero, Andrew Wiggins, a few other players coming off of their bench. I think this should be a pretty easy series, but let's see what happens. Game number 1, we do win. We have a bunch of players who scored 20 points or more, which is absolutely amazing. And Sabonis also had a triple-double. Game 2 is also a win, so was game 3, and we sweep them in game 4 to advance to round number 2. Let's check out the player stats and who led the way. So Tyrese Halliburton led the way in points per game and assists per game. Giannis kind of struggled, shooting 48% from the field. Denny Avdija was amazing as well. And now we're taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. This team is obviously going to be a lot harder. They have themselves Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Isaac Okoro, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen. And this is what their bench is looking like. They got Tyus Jones and Precious and Sam Hauser. So this team is pretty stacked. They were the number 4 seed, but we do beat them here in game 1. And Halliburton drops 43 points. He's been absolutely amazing for us. I'm not sure why Giannis isn't shooting as much as I would like for him to, but he did have a triple-double, and we did win, so I'll take it. Game 2 is also a win for us. So is game 3, and we sweep the Cleveland Cavaliers as well, which means we did not lose a single game so far here in the playoffs. And in the conference finals, we're taking on the number 6 seed, the Chicago Bulls, who has this rookie who's just absolutely going off. And I think he's going to be a problem for us, because this team is not that good at all, but this guy right here is. Let me show you guys the player stats for that second round we just played. And Halliburton led the way with 29 points per game. Giannis 17 points per game is insane. I'm not sure why he's not shooting the ball that much, because his shot tendency is the highest. But whatever, we're winning. That's all that matters. Now we got to defeat the Chicago Bulls. Game 1 is a win for us. Sabonis 27, Bridges 25, Giannis 21. Looks like Giannis is trying to do better defensively than offensively, and maybe that's why he's not shooting as much. He's averaging 3 blocks per game and 1.5 steal. We do have the offensive power, so that kind of does make sense. Game number 2 is also a win for us. There we go. Giannis with 24, Sabonis with 29. Game 3 we do end up falling short, and we fall short in game 4 as well, but we do win game 5, and we win 6 to advance to the NBA Finals, where we're taking on the Golden State Warriors. Stephen Curry wins Western Conference Finals MVP. Giannis wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And yeah, as I said, we're taking on the Golden State Warriors. They were a play-in team, the number 8 seed to be exact, and they made it all the way to the NBA Finals, where they're going to be facing up against us. But I think this will be a pretty easy series for us here. Steph Curry is basically the only good player on their team. Jimmy Butler obviously is good as well, but he is starting to regress. So let's see what happens here. Game number 1 does go to us. They win game 2. Okay, so never mind. Whoa, Curry dropped 53 points in game number 2. And we lose game 3, so this is not going to be easy whatsoever. Giannis had 7 blocks, but we're still losing. Not sure what the case is, but let's see what happens. We don't have home court advantage for this game, but hopefully we get this win, and we're down 3-1. The Golden State Warriors, who are the number 8 seed. And is this over? It's not over yet. Whoa, I accidentally simulated round when I was trying to simulate game, but we did come back from a 3-1 deficit that we had. So that means the Warriors blew their second 3-1 lead that they've had before. They blew it to the Cleveland Cavaliers and now to the Milwaukee Bucks. The Warriors are my favorite team, so that sucks saying that, but that's just the truth. And Giannis goes on to win Finals MVP, averaging 22, 10, 5, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. His defense was amazing. Let me show you guys the player stats before we end up advancing to the next season. So we played a total of 21 games, and the leading scorer on our team was Tyrese Haliburton, averaging 23.5 points per game, 21 from Giannis, 18.5 from Sabonis, 15 from Bridges, 15 from Deni Avdija, and 10 from Gary Trent Jr. And in the NBA Finals, Haliburton was averaging 28 points per game, Giannis was averaging 22, 16 and 11 from Sabonis, 15 from Bridges, 14 from Avdija, 10 from Gary Trent, and the rest of the team. We have some really good role players, and I don't know if we're going to be changing any of them this offseason, but I guess we'll find out. Player retirements: LeBron James is deciding to retire. He's 41 years old, so we'll let him walk, but I will be overturning a few of these retirements here, and then I'll see you guys either at the draft lottery or free agency. And if I'm not mistaken, that first round pick that we traded to the Indiana Pacers ended up as a number 1 overall pick, which is insane. So they have themselves the first overall pick and the 3rd overall pick. So clearly they could rebuild perfectly right now if they would like. I was not expecting that to happen, but it did. Let me finish filling out staff signing and I'll see you guys at free agency. We don't have anyone here in team player options. Qualifying offers, we don't have anyone, and I don't think we need to re-sign anyone. Or actually we do. We need to re-sign Mikal Bridges, which is going to be huge, and he wants a boatload of money. And of course we're going to have to pay him. There's other teams like the Washington Wizards offering him a contract, so let's go ahead and offer him a 4-year contract, player option on the 4th year, but we should be able to lower that down hopefully, or actually screw it, we'll leave it at $31 million. And just like that, we get Mikal Bridges on a 3-year $100 million contract. So Mikal Bridges was the only player we needed to re-sign this off season that really mattered, and we ended up getting him on a 3-year $100 million contract. He has a player option on the 4th season, but that is a pretty good contract for a player like Mikal Bridges in my opinion. We're going to be moving on from Deni Avdija. There's no real big reason why we're trading him. We're not going to be trading away Gary Trent Jr. I am taking him out of this trade. We'll take Julian Strawther out of this trade, but I want ourselves a sharpshooter. And Deni Avdija is not a sharpshooter. He's not really the best 3-point shooter in 2K simulation. In real life he is, but not in 2K simulation. And Christian Braun could be that perfect starting small forward to have on our team. Amazing defender, good 3-point shooter, could fill in the role for Deni Avdija. Now let's see what we gotta do to make this trade happen. So we'll have to include Tyler Kolek in this trade, which is totally fine because he hasn't played a single minute for our team anyways. But yeah, we'll be getting ourselves Christian Braun, and I also want to make a move this off season. I don't want to run with the same roster, that would be pretty boring. Making a change is going to make this video a little bit funner. So let's see what the Denver Nuggets say, and they accept this trade and we get ourselves Christian Braun. I'm pretty sure that Christian Braun will be progressing this off-season as well. We do have enough money to sign Dante DiVincenzo. I'm gonna try getting him on this team. He could be a really good backup point guard if Miles McBride does not play well. So we're gonna go ahead and offer him a 2-year $10 million contract, which he will accept. We're also gonna be bringing back Thomas Bryant and Jay Huff on the minimum. And here we are at the start of this season with our new 9-man rotation. We have Tyrese Haliburton, Mikal Bridges, Christian Braun at that small forward position, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Sabonis, and off the bench we have Miles McBride, Gary Trent Jr., Thomas Bryant, and Jonathan Isaac. So we're going to be running a 9-man rotation once again, and I do think we can go on to win ourselves a back-to-back championship. The first 3 games we play of this season, we end up winning 2 of the 3. We beat the Atlanta Hawks, and Giannis dropped 49 points. Sabonis had a 18-point triple-double. But now I'm going to be simulating until the end of this season. Of course, if there's trades to be made, I'll stop at the trade deadline to show y'all. And at the end of this season, of course, Emmanuel Davis wins MVP. He's going on to become Michael Jordan with the Chicago Bulls, which is insane. He's a 6'7" point guard and he's playing absolutely amazing. Once again, he's not a real player. I'm not sure why he's here, but he is. Cam Boozer wins Rookie of the Year, Josh Giddey 6th player, Wemby Defensive Player, Jalen Tyson Most Improved, Cade Cunningham wins Clutch Player, Coach of the Year Billy Donovan, and the Chicago Bulls win Executive of the Year. And we do get ourselves Giannis on All-NBA first time this time around. We also get Tyrese Halliburton on All-NBA second team. We do get Giannis on All-Defensive first team, and it looks like that will be all. This time we were not the number 1 seed, we were actually the number 2 seed because Emmanuel is just balling out and he's now a 94 overall. But I still think we can win it all. I'll show you guys the player stats before we advance to the playoffs. So in the regular season, Giannis was leading the way with 25 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, and 6 assists, an amazing efficiency. And then we had ourselves Tyrese Halliburton averaging 23 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 10 assists. And this season, he shot the ball a lot better than the previous. We had Sabonis averaging 17 points and almost 12 rebounds, as well as 6.5 assists, 14 from Mikal Bridges, 12 from Christian Brown, 10 from Gary Trent, 10 from Miles McBride. I did make some switches to our rotation. Players like Miles McBride were not playing good. He's shooting 33% from the 3-point line, so I took him out for Josh Okogie, who has been balling out. But now we're taking on the Indiana Pacers, a team we made a huge trade with, getting ourselves Tyrese Halliburton, and they went ahead and drafted themselves Darius Acuff Jr. and Cam Boozer with the top 3 picks that they had. Let's see what happens here. Game 1 we lose, but we do win game number 2. We lose game 3, which is a surprise. We win game 4, and okay, they're pushing us here. I don't know how, but they're up 3-2. So let me come up with a defensive coach game plan. There are some players playing absolutely horrible on our team, so I did have to move around some player minutes, and hopefully that ends up working out here. We don't have home court advantage, but let's see what happens. And so far we start off real strong and we do end up winning, and Christian Brown is a big reason why. I hired his shot tendency and clearly that came in clutch. But Giannis, on the other hand, for some reason is not shooting the ball as much as I would like for him to. I want him averaging around 30 points per game, but that's not what he's doing. Mikal Bridges finally has a good game. Before this, he was playing horrible. Sabonis has a 21-point triple-double. And now it's going to game 7. Let's see what happens. We will have home court advantage for this game, luckily, and we start off really strong. It looks like we will be advancing to the next round. Sabonis with a 24-point triple-double. Tyrese Halliburton had a double-double, and so did Giannis. And now we're taking on the Boston Celtics. Game number 1 is a win for us. But wait a second, I want to first check the player stats for the first round we just had. So Hallie led the way in the 7 games we played against the Pacers, against his former team. Giannis was averaging 23, and then the bonus was averaging 20. But now we're taking on the Boston Celtics, who have Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, and then this is what their bench is looking like. They were the number 6 seed. I think we should be able to defeat them. Game 2 is also a win for us. There we go. Halliburton, Christian Brown, ever since I hired his shot tendency, has been amazing. Giannis had a 29-point triple-double, Sabonis with a 12-point double-double. Game 3 is a loss for us, and we also lose game 4. And game 5, oh god, we lost 3 games in a row. And they have Malcolm Brogdon as their point guard. Let me come up with a defensive coach game plan. I ended up switching up our rotation. Donte DiVincenzo will be starting for us at that shooting guard position. He's been playing way better than Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges has been playing horrible, so we're going to put him as our 6th man. We're still running a 8-man rotation. Let's see how things go. We'll jump into Simcast, and now I think we can actually beat this team, and we scored 40. How many points is that? 87 points in the first half, which is insane. Giannis 35, Sabonis 30. There's Donte DiVincenzo with a 19-point double-double, and that's why we put him in our starting lineup. But now it's Game 7, win or go home. And luckily for Game 7, we will have home court advantage, and let's see what happens. So far we do have the lead, and let's go. We end up beating them by nearly 20 points. Christian Brown 23, Giannis 25, Hallie 31, DiVincenzo 13, Mikal Bridges is actually doing a lot better off the bench, so we should have just had him as our 6th man to begin with, but we'll keep him there for now. And now we're in the conference finals, taking on the Detroit Pistons, who have Cade Cunningham, Marcus Sasser, Asar Thompson, Ron Holland, Jalen Duren, and then this is what their bench will be looking like. So they're a pretty deep team. They have a lot of players 80 overall or higher. Jalen Duren's now an 88 overall, and Cade Cunningham is a cheat code into his simulation. But let's see what happens. Game 1 does go to us. Let's go. Our 4 players played absolutely amazing. We also win Game 2. We lose Game 3. We win Game 4. And we're going to the NBA Finals once again. That's what I'm talking about. AD wins Western Conference Finals MVP. Giannis wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And he was averaging 6 stocks per game, which is insane defense. Let's go. And now we're going to be taking on the Dallas Mavericks, who have themselves Jaden Hardy, Kyrie Irving, Keldon Johnson, Anthony Davis, Lively II, Daniel Gafford, Max Christie, and a bunch of other players. Now let's see what happens. I think we should be able to beat this team. They were the number 7 seed. Last playoffs we didn't. The Golden State Warriors pushed us pretty far, and they were a play-in team, I believe, as well. Game number 1 is a loss for us. Oh my god, we're down 2-0, and how is this happening? Derek Lively is somehow turning into Anthony Davis, of course. Let me come up with a defensive coach game plan. Alright, let's see if we can come back from this. I think we should be able to, but you never know. We'll jump into Simcast, and we are losing so far, but we do take the lead back. We're up by 1 minute remaining, and we end up winning that game. That simulated way too quickly there in the end. We could have lost, we could have won, and luckily we won. Tyrese Haliburton had 30, Giannis had 22, and again, Giannis is not shooting as much as I would like for him to shoot. But we need him shooting the ball more in order for us to win. Let's see if we can tie up the series here. They are destroying us here so far, and we do end up falling short, and we're down 3-1. And yeah, just like I said, we're down 3-1. I really hope we come back. We did it last playoffs. I think we could do it once again, and we do end up winning this game. So we came back 3-1 last playoff run against the Golden State Warriors, and let's see if we can do it once again. Hopefully we can, at least. And so far we do not have the lead, and it looks like we are going to be losing. Giannis played amazing, but we fell short, and the Dallas Mavericks go on to win, with Anthony Davis winning Finals MVP. That's going to be it for this video. We were able to win 1 championship, which was obviously the goal, which is the goal of every single video that I make, to win at least 1 championship. And we were able to do just that for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And here are the playoff stats. We played a total of 25 games. Giannis averaged 26 points per game, 24.5 from Tyrese Haliburton, 21.5 from Sabonis, and the rest of the team. I know it's kind of disappointing we weren't able to win another championship, but at least we won 1. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I know it was a pretty short video, a 2-season rebuild, Again, I'm not feeling too good, and I promise as soon as I'm feeling good, I'm gonna be uploading very consistently. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, it's your boy. Wait up, I forgot to say, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new. We're almost at 300 subscribers, so thank you guys for all the support. Please hit that subscribe button and comment down below what rebuild you guys want to see next. And until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.